It took me a long time to figure out that many of the songs I thought were championing the punk lifestyle were in fact eulogizing it, or worse yet, making fun of it. Those songs about running through the streets at night, going wild, tearing down the town, they're about things that the singers used to do. You can hear that melancholy subtext if you listen close enough. Somewhere at the ragged edges of their voices, you can hear the words they're not singing. I was a young punk once, and I thought I could change the world, or at least my own life, but now I'm old and sad. And those other songs, the ones about being broke and drunk, the ones about living in a cockroach-infested house with chunks falling out of the flyer and spray paint-covered walls, you can hear the bitter, pained laughter behind the lyrics of those ones. They're not saying, "This is a great way to live, broken, wasted in a breaking-apart punk house. Everyone should try it." They're saying, "This is no way at all to live. Ha ha, you're a loser. I'm a loser. We're all fucking losers." Yeah, a lot of the songs I used to think of as anthems of defiance are, in fact, eulogies and jokes. But I still think of them as anthems. I listen to them the same way I wear my battle vest. With pride, yet not without a sense of how absurd it all is. December 30th, 2012, the night before my 31st birthday, I went out for drinks with a few of my friends. We went to the same bar we usually go to, the bar that I've wasted way too many nights at since turning 21. It seemed that everyone was out that night, not only myself and the people I was with, but a legion of other old friends and old flames and fuck buddies. Seeing them hurt. Not because of the usual reasons. It had been long enough since my relationships with those people passed that it wasn't some knife in the heart, "oh, I miss them so" deal. It hurt because I knew them all in the context of punk rock. Some of them were old-school kino-core dudes and ladies, and that night I realized that they'd given up on punk. I know. I spent a couple years during my mid-20s insisting that I wasn't punk anymore, but that was mainly because I had some mistaken idea that since I played the accordion and took out my facial piercings and listened to jazz or country music sometimes, I couldn't be punk. Even during that time, I continued to keep at least a few toes in the punk life. I made zines, I went to shows, I did other things that have always felt like the essence of punk to me. Busking, dumpster diving, wheat pasting, taking spur-of-the-moment road trips, getting and giving stick and poke tattoos. And no matter how frequently I stated I didn't really listen to punk rock anymore, there were a handful of punk bands and albums I continued to listen to. Bands and albums that sounded good to me when nothing else did. And then one day I realized that being punk wasn't solely about what I looked like or what music I listened to. And I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "Who are you trying to kid, Jessie? You're a punk." After that, I stage dove back into punk life, fully. So seeing those old school punks there the night before my birthday, after I'd spent 2012 trying to prove that even though I was in my 30s and had a kid, I could still have fun and fuck shit up with the best of them. Seeing my old school friends and realizing that they'd given up not only on punk but on everything related to it. Everything which was once their fuel and their passion. It broke my heart. I plugged the jukebox with money, played all the loud and rowdy songs that used to be our anthems, and most of them joined me in shouting out the words we know so well. When the songs were over, some of them, the ones who think it's all a joke, the ones who look at punk as some silly phase they went through, shrugged, looked down at their faded tattoos, laughed. The other ones, the ones who are still punk deep down but act like they're not or like they shouldn't be, the ones who think all the songs are eulogies, they shook their heads, said something about the good old days, and looked like they were about to cry into their beers. I wanted to yell at them, "Snap out of it. Yeah, we all have adult jobs or families now, and we only see each other at the bar or at shows on the occasional holiday or rare night out, but so what? Yeah, we had to grow up, but why the fuck did you give up? Some of our friends and heroes have died, but we're alive, and we should fucking act like it. Keep making music, making zines, going to protests. Just do something." Here I am, doing something. This book is a collection of some of my writings about punk, both nonfiction and fiction, spanning nearly 15 years. It's a look at my little corner of the punk scene and everything punk has meant to me. From love affairs to getting fucked up, from self-destruction to survival, from the death of old friends and heroes to hearing that one perfect song, from wanting to quit punk to realizing I never can. It's all in here. I'm not a punk band, and this isn't a record, but you could consider these my songs. These are the songs where I make fun of punk, and the songs where I eulogize it. These are my anthems.